Seersucker soup on a hot summer day. Coffee comes back in a nerve-wracking way. The dishes and laundry take the garbage out. What a day, what a day, what a day.
Well, welcome to Capital Region today. I'm so happy that you're joining us today. I hope you're getting ready for having your turkey, getting that ready for Thanksgiving coming up. But we have a great lineup today with lots of activities coming up that I think you're going to want to join in on. The first one we'll be talking with would be the Armenian church bazaar, their Christmas bazaar. And they even brought some food so we can look at that. And that's going to be on December the 7th. So please check that out. It's a free event to go to. We also have the president from the Chinese Community Center with us today. And she's going to be talking about the Peking Opera Academy midterm. And that's a big event that's going on in Troy. And we'll learn about that as well. And then we have the Community Reuse Center. I think they call it zero, I forgot what it was, zero waste, I think it was. But anyway, they're having an event coming up. It's going to be on Zoom and in person, and we'll be talking with them. And I love what they do because it's all about reusing things, fixing them, doing whatever needs to be done. Then we're going to be talking about the Northeast Ballet, and wait till you see the costumes that these beautiful women or girls are wearing. They are amazing, but we're going to learn all about the Northeast Ballet and the Nutcracker. It's an annual event that comes up. And then we have a very, very special treat. We have Santa here along with Snuggles. So I'm going to find out if I'm on his naughty or good list. So I hope he brought it with him because I sure want to be on his good list. So that I haven't been naughty all year. But anyway, thank you for watching, and we're going to start right out with our first guest, and that would be Father Stepanos Dudokian, right?
Yes.
And we have with us, he's brought Nancy Casabian, and they brought some food with them, and I think they're going to tell us a little bit about the bazaar. So tell us about it, Father.
Well, first, thank you so much for having us.
Always good to see you.
We're, of course, St. Peter Armenian Church is no stranger to your show.
I know.
And we've always appreciated your generous time in allowing us to visit you. So December 7th, we have our annual Christmas Bazaar, and it's taking place after a 5-year hiatus. We know that, COVID did a lot to a lot of different things and
I think
events.
the last time you were on and brought some food, we were up in the Addy, so
Yes.
that was like in 2018.
18 or
yeah,
19,
so
yeah.
you're right.
It's been a while. But anyway, so, we have Nancy is with us. She's our
Thank you,
Women's
Nancy.
She's our Women's Guild chair, and we have a great lineup for that entire day. It's
What does it start?
I believe it's 12.
Okay,
Yeah, so it goes 4 or 5 hours.
good.
And Nancy's going to talk about the food, but I just wanted to say a couple things. We too have Santa Claus coming. He'll be there
You do?
in the
Oh,
afternoon.
he gets around, doesn't he?
He does. And we're going to have photo opportunities with Santa. We have a lot of children's activities. We have vendors. We have an Armenian market. We're also going to be serving hot chocolate and Armenian coffee.
Oh, wait a minute. I know about Irish coffee.
Yeah, no, this is Armenian coffee.
Tell me about Armenian.
Stronger.
It's stronger?
It's good coffee.
Okay.
Really
Do they put
delicious.
chicory in it?
No.
No, okay, all right.
No. Yeah.
Is it like espresso? I know the Italian coffees. We're the espresso
Yeah,
with a
it's
little lemon in it,
No lemon. It's like Greek coffee and
Greek.
Middle Eastern coffee.
Okay.
It's similar, all in the same family.
I got to find out about these things.
You got to come visit us, and we'll make sure you have a cup.
A good cup
And
of
so
coffee.
Nancy's going to talk too about all the different foods that our ladies have been making and preparing so far. So
Yeah, and you make all the food yourselves?
Yes, we do. Pretty much everything.
So that beautiful baklava is not out of a bakery. You did that?
I did it last night.
Get out!
I did.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
You put the walnuts in it and honey.
Right. No, we put a sugar syrup.
Oh.
When you're.
Well, yeah. My mother used to make a Cairo and yeah.
No, we make a simple syrup.
Simple syrup. Okay.
A simple syrup enough to stick.
Yeah.
we stand out amongst the other ethnics that do the paklavas.
Right.
A lot of them use honey.
Yeah, they use honey usually.
We use the sugar water, which really makes it delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Who doesn't like
Hey,
sugar?
I
Butter,
know.
butter, sugar.
butter, sugar, walnuts, and a little phyllo dough. Yummy. I know when I see it made, it's like, oh, all that butter, and then
Yeah.
I eat it and go, yes,
that's
it's so
okay.
good.
That's okay. It loses the calories when you bake it.
Yeah, well, you have a little coffee with it, right?
Yeah, right.
Good. So what is this? These are like breads, aren't they?
That's like a bread. That's like a breakfast bread, or,
Okay.
or any time of day.
Like a challah bread?
Almost.
Okay.
Almost. It's a little sweet, depending on how much sugar you decide to put in it.
Yeah. We
And
make the Italians make an Easter bread that looks similar to that.
Similar.
Very similar.
It's called chodeg. We
Okay.
call it chodeg.
And we eat it with cheese, or like a nice white cheese, Armenian
Olives.
cheese, or a string cheese, or
Okay. Well, how is Armenian cheese different?
Oh, Armenian cheese is it's a white cheese.
Is it like a
Well,
mozzarella?
the-
Almost like a mozzarella.
It comes from curd,
Okay.
and then we make it. We add a couple of distinctive seasonings to it.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
you
then,
season
and
it.
then the ladies actually string
String
it.
it,
They
yeah.
make it very
Yeah.
hot, and they mold it and shape it, and they put it into knots.
We string it.
Do you
So-
do it you make it from scratch?
Yeah. Well, you use the curd, which we get,
Yeah.
and then you cook it a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
In the microwave, or in the oven, or in the fry pan.
But you do all the
Yeah,
shaping
we
and
do,
everything.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. So
You're
we're
pretty
so
handy, aren't
We're
you?
selling that. We're selling that. And,
Yeah.
And
You doing your Armenian pizza?
We're not doing lahmacun
You're not
this
doing
time.
Armenian pizza this
No,
year. Okay.
We've got some other items on the menu.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And we do the radeif, which is the paklava dough, but it's in thread. It's like
Shredded.
thread, shredded.
Yeah,
like
shredded.
Shredded. Oh, I
filet.
know what that
Shredded
is. I know
thread.
exactly
Shredded
what you're talking about.
Right, right. And we do a nut filling, and we do a cream filling, which is outstanding.
Out of this world.
And now people can purchase
They can
these and
purchase.
take them home, right?
Yeah.
They can purchase.
Because you can't eat it all there.
No.
No, when you get your dinners, because we're having a couple.
You're having a
different-
dinner too.
Well, we're offering dinner meals.
Okay.
So it's it's like an Armenian mac and cheese. It's called subareg, and there's cheese and there's other delicious spices in there. Very tasty, very cheesy, and then we're going to serve that along with a dessert. So they're going to get a baklava with their dinner or with their lunch.
This is, I gotta say this. I love ethnic foods. I mean, and I love Chinese too. I know. I got my Chinese over
That's
here
yummy.
too. I love ethnic foods, and I think it's so important. I was telling someone that when my mother brought me up, we used to go downtown, and she'd bring me to a Chinese restaurant, or we'd go to a Jewish deli.
Right.
But she always wanted me to explore other foods and not go, I don't know what that is. I've never eaten it before. One of those things. You know people like that, right? But I really appreciate what she taught me,
Yeah.
because I am so open to other foods and other ethnic foods, because they're a joy.
The Armenian people too, throughout its history, the past couple millennia.
Close to Greece, right?
Well, it's we've been surrounded
And
by
Turkey
other
and yeah.
ethnicities, so we've learned to adapt and even incorporate some of their foods and make it our own. Like if you go to Armenia today, you would find traditional Armenian food. You'll find Armenian Middle Eastern food, Armenian Russian food. There's the influence of all the different countries that have influenced us and where we've lived in our kingdoms.
Exactly.
But
Yeah. Well, for example, paklava, which is, we say Armenian, however, the Greeks call it baklava.
Yeah. You call it baklava?
baklava.
P.
With a P.
Yeah.
Okay,
Almost a
all right.
PH sound.
Okay.
And then the Arabic contingent calls it bitlawa. It's the same thing.
Same thing, but
same
it's
thing,
a different name.
Just a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the Italians don't have a name for that, because we don't
No,
make
they
that.
Cannoli.
No,
Oh yeah, we make other things
we
though,
like cannolis.
Yeah.
That's-
But you say that when you talk about where you are, but remember that Italy was a seaport,
Oh,
so they
Yeah.
got foods coming in from
All over.
ports,
That's right.
different
That's
ports
right.
too.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, so they can come to it's a free event.
It's a free event, free
Okay.
parking, free entry. Like I said, we have vendors. We're going to have a variety.
And you're on Route 7, right?
Route 2, same
Or
thing.
Route 2, yeah, I'm sorry, they
Troy
changed the
Schenectady,
number, I'm
100
sorry.
Troy Schenectady Road in
Yeah.
Waterville. And so we're going to have vendors. We're going to have this Armenian market where we're going to be selling other Armenian items.
For example,
You have gift items. I know. I've
We
seen
have-
your
we have
beautiful gift items.
We also just did 24, maybe more bottles of marinated vegetables.
Okay.
We call it turshi.
Okay.
Pickled,
And-
yeah.
and
so
it's
my God,
pickled
so-
and it's wonderful.
I got some marinated
They're my
beets
favorite.
in my refrigerator right
They
now.
are so
Right,
good.
right,
They are the best.
Right.
So that's going to be an example of something at our market. We're
That
gonna
they
have
could take home.
Armenian string cheese at our market.
Yep. That's
And,
homemade.
and we have we have children's activities. We're going to have music throughout the day, Christmas music, and like I said, Santa.
It's a party.
It's a
It is a party,
It's
and it's been 5 years in the making because COVID stopped all
know.
that. So finally, we're back to
You're back
coming
in
together, having a lot
business,
of
right.
fun and enjoying food
right.
and fellowship.
Right.
Well, I hope if you're looking for something to do on the 7th of December from noon to whatever, whenever
4 or 5.
whenever the
5
food's gone,
5,
probably, you
the
can
flyer
get dinner
here.
there. You can enjoy
12 to
some
5.
music, and Santa will be there, and he's also going to be on the show later today.
Ho,
so
ho,
who
ho.
knows? Yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah.
That's
Thank you
awesome.
for
Thank
being
you,
here.
Ann, for
No,
having
thank
us
you for
once
being
again.
here, and for I want to say for keeping the traditions going, because it's so important to keep your traditions going, whether as an Italian or the Chinese or whatever. We got to keep
Absolutely.
those traditions going because
to
it
share
makes
them.
and share them because
right.
it makes us a better community.
That's
Sure
right.
it does.
That's right.
Thank you so much for being
God
here.
bless you.
Thank you for having
Yeah,
us.
love you guys.
We
Okay,
love you
good.
too.
And now over here I have Wei, and we're going to be talking tea. Oh yes.
Yay, your favorite. Your
Yes,
favorite
I have been
object.
to her tea
ceremony. Yeah,
ceremony.
tea ceremony. That's my.
They are
expertise.
amazing because I tell you, I did not know there is white tea, there's green tea, there's red tea, there's black tea.
There's half red, half green.
There's another one there.
Yeah, there's a pour. So yeah, there's so many.
And pu'er tea. There's
Yeah,
another
right.
one too that comes out of Yunnan.
Well, China, it just plays so many. China got so many mountains geographically.
And you need mountains for tea.
mountains for tea, and we say the best tea actually produced on rocks rather than on the general soil.
Oh, really?
So all the major tea production regions, they all have mountains around. So that's a trick.
Oh,
right?
okay.
And then since we have so many varieties, we kind of generally categorize them into 6. You've already summarized
Yeah.
it. Oh, see what I got you here today.
She's got some tea there.
Yay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what did you bring to show? And I go ahead because this
Right,
is
right.
exciting to me.
Let's just do this. Okay. Can you see it? All right. First of all, I hope everybody can see.
Yeah,
So
she's
now,
holding it right now. I see it.
This is
Green.
Dragonwell green tea.
Green
the
tea.
name is Dragonwell. So as you can see, they are loose tea, like one piece of tea leaves for each. And what they did to that, they actually like stir fried it gently to kill the green, grassy.
Oh, the
right.
grassy
So
flavor. Oh,
then the
so
tea.
it's kind of like a smoky flavor? Or,
No, there's no smoky at all. They
Okay.
just go through that process to kill the grassy,
Okay.
but then bring out the true fragrance
Oh,
of the tea.
Gotcha.
And have a little fragrance because you generally kind of stir fry it without oil or anything, just the technique. So this tea has been maybe one of the most well-known green tea.
Okay.
And the next one, we're in the season, the late fall, and see what is this?
It's a white tea.
It's actually a flower. See, I'll just take
Oh,
it
that's
out.
a flower. Hibiscus? Oh, it's a flower. Chrysanthemum. No.
Yes, it's well, with China we call it Ju flower. Sorry about that. And then in the season,
That's a flower. Oh, my
yeah, we
goodness.
just get it dry.
See, I have
completely.
rosebud tea.
Right? Yeah,
Rose
right.
tea.
So that's a typical flower tea for the season. You just put it in a glass
And
of hot
jasmine
water.
is another one, right?
It is, and then maybe put some honey, and that's
Yeah,
good.
oh, that looks wonderful.
And this one, if you can see, it looks dark, and the name is it Iron Goddess. I just love
Iron
the name.
Goddess.
Iron Goddess, yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Half green, half white.
Okay.
And then when it's steeped into the water, gradually it'll grow into, for every single tea petal, it'll be like index finger size. So they just pack so densely, but then gradually they'll open, to be mature.
Into a blossom.
Yeah, the water will be absolutely beautifully green.
Okay.
And it has this really strong fragrance.
See, and you thought Lipton was the only tea out
All
there.
right, I know, it's amazing. It's Lipton. Okay, but I know you know pu'er tea, but let me show you
This
some
is
surprise.
with the fruit, yeah.
Yeah, you may know, but a lot of the audience don't know. Let's see what's inside. Let's open this one up.
Oh, that looks like a tangerine, or what is that?
You know too much, You should keep that in secret. Okay, right. You're right. This is a tangerine wrapped pu'er tea. So it's made of a whole tangerine, and then you open the top of it, and here, as everybody can see, it's all the tea leaves fermented.
They pack them right in there.
They pack it in there, actually fermented over there. So when you steep the tea, it'll has the tangerine, citrus in there, and mixing with the
So you would
pu'er.
drop that whole thing into
Whole
the
thing
tea.
in. Whole thing in, you actually wash it, wash it first, bring it out because it's so dry,
Yeah.
and then you start drinking it. It can last for a few hours, half day, no problem. You could just keep in water because it's protected.
Well, and you bring up something interesting because I know that pu'er tea, I usually have to wash that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you give it one rinsing, and usually
Yeah.
that's about all you need. Why is it important to wash your tea?
Not all though. First of all, dark tea, yes. So why it's important is because, first of all, the major reasons to get the tea ready, such as those mature tea and fermented tea like pu'er or iron goddess, they have been matured, aged so long, and they have been packed, so firm.
So you want to
kind
blossom,
of like,
get it to blossom.
Otherwise, what you're drinking the first round might be like tasteless.
Yeah.
You want to get it ready, like, hey, wake up, aged
Yeah.
tea. Okay, you've been aged too long. Wake up. Now it's time for you to blossom. So that's really the main reason. You can say, wash it, get clean. No, it's not. It's really get the tea ready to be drank.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's it.
I understand that because I've seen them washed and stuff. But the tea ceremony is going to be part of a bigger event coming up.
Absolutely.
The
And
Peking Opera Academy midterm.
Term show, yay, my favorite. Yeah, if you the techno person over there can bring out the flare on the screen. That's the first picture.
And then we'll bring them up and we'll talk about them. Okay, go ahead.
So it is still, it's also on December 7th. I can follow up if anybody want to go to the Armenian Festival, have lunch, and come over to the Peking Opera show. That'll be great.
I don't know. Are you bringing it up, Jeremy? Maybe.
Yeah. So because we offer tea ceremony in the show. Imagine that you would sit there and drinking those tea I was just introduced, having some snacks, and watch the performances. How wonderful
And we
is
can
that?
do that. That's perfect.
Just that easy. The location we chose is on.
There we go. Okay, what do
Here
we
we
have
go.
there?
Oh, right, yeah, here we go. Look at the flare. So I want to just talking about the location too. Is in Choi, Newman Chapel.
Yeah, and that's in RPI.
RPI, yeah. Well, for us, the Peking Opera performance is really important that we need to have a good acoustic system because the performance, they sing, they dance, the posture.
Yeah.
Cannot imagine to get a wireless microphone in front of you, right?
No.
So that's why Newman Chapel is a great idea. For anybody watching, if you have a theater, have great acoustics, let me know, please.
Yeah.
And then the next picture, see the costumes. You can put the costume pictures on the screen. For the picture in front, yeah, right. See that beautiful water sleeve dance? So water sleeves can be long
those are
as
amazing.
1 meter or 2 meters.
I know they're amazing.
Right, like for this show, you can see the dancers wear water sleeves for 1 meter or even by 6 feet.
And they go,
water
whoo, and then it's out
yeah,
there. Yeah, I love it.
Right. Please show the picture before that. So see our lovely children performers. Yeah, right. So they wear their lovely costumes and perform. And please show the picture before that too. And then the picture with the makeup. Right. Yeah, that's the one. So that's something I want to talk to the audience and you. You know how complicated the Peking Opera makeup is? Right. So you're going to use the oil base and a lot of powder and a lot of red, and then you put up the hair, tie up. You have to tie up your hair really, get your eyebrow lift up, and then put all sort of decoration, one piece by another on. The process takes 30 to 45 minutes, seriously. You know, so just thinking, you don't like the show, you like
pay
the costume.
attention to the costume.
Right? You don't like the singing, okay, dancing, you pay attention to the costumes.
The dancing, though, you gotta appreciate the dancing.
Oh, it's just so beautiful.
Yeah.
And the all the singing would be in. You will have a sheet in front of you in English language,
to understand.
just like you go to the Italian opera. Okay,
Yeah.
you would just appreciate
Yeah.
the sound
What
and
did
the
they
wording.
just mean?
Yeah, right. But you know the story with
Yeah.
the introduction, and of course the tea. As I say, you don't like the costume even, then you like the tea, right? You like
Yeah.
these things
No
because
mooncakes, right?
it's past the season.
I know.
We offer other type of snacks to
Yeah.
entertain people, because tea does just like wine pairing. We like to pair it up with certain snacks, with certain tea.
Exactly.
That's art too. You know,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
art.
absolutely.
We like to introduce to the capital region. You know, because back in China there are historical houses. We call it tea house.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they do, you know. They're setting there, people get tables, they drink tea, have snacks, and have performance on the table. And that's in the past with Peking Opera, who is a performing art officially being named over 200 years ago. That's how the tea house, the Peking Opera Performing House, looked like. The audience seriously
So they
sit.
normally, when they had the Peking Opera,
Yes.
they actually had tea usually?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. It'll be a stage. The performance on the stage performing. It'll be surrounded by people with tables and with tea and snacks, and people would enjoy and eating and drinking at the same time. And that's what I'm trying to create.
You're
what I'm
doing
trying to
it.
introduce to
Yeah,
people over
yeah.
here. That's have an experience, not only by watching, not only by hearing, but also
The
have a
experience,
tasting.
the
Combine
experience
all
of
your
it.
sciences,
Yeah.
you know, like let's have a party that
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
You know, because it's a great way to preserve not only the speaking opera as a performing art, but also preserve the tea ceremony as a form of art, because people usually don't see it.
I
right?
didn't realize that they did like the tea along with the Peking Opera. I did not know
Right,
that.
that's
yeah.
a historical thing. If you
Yeah.
see some
See
of
what
the
I'm
historical
learning?
movie, right, that's what they do.
Yeah.
That's what they do over there. You know, so that's what we're trying to create
So
here.
we need to say when that is. So when that is coming up on December 7th as well.
Yes.
Right? And that's going to be but that's from 2 to 3:30 in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And you're doing it at the Rensselaer Newman
Newman
Center.
Chapel,
Yeah,
yeah.
And that's at RPI, right?
Right,
It's
right.
right on Burdett.
Yeah.
Right
It's a
near the
ticket.
hospital. Near the hospital.
Exactly. It's a ticketed event. You can easily go to our website, ccalbany.org. It's right on the main page. Just click, you'll find out. So there are two types of seating. One will be with Kung Fu tea ceremony tables. People, our volunteer.
Did you say Kung Fu?
Yeah, Kung Fu tea. We call it Kung Fu tea. The tea
Okay.
ceremony
Okay.
with serious procedure and serious kind of steps, and
Okay,
then
all right.
tea tasting. That's a Kung Fu tea in the
Okay.
South. So basically, what people would present in front of you, and then keep pouring you tea and the whole show. Isn't that amazing? So that's what they call VIP seating.
Okay,
And then there's
good.
general seating. There'll be, you can
still
call
get
the
tea,
family. You
right?
still got tea, but it's just not like people present you and service you the whole 1 hour and a half.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work. So it's a two type of seating over there.
Okay, so it is a ticketed event, and if you want to go, just go to their website at CCC
Albany.org.
Right. and
On the
you
main
can-
page.
And you can get tickets there.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you, Wei, for explaining tea to us and
My
to
pleasure.
our viewers.
My pleasure,
Yes,
always.
it's always a pleasure. And she gives a wonderful tea ceremony. Let me tell you, it's just, you have a few snacks too.
Front row seat for you, VIP. Ann. Please, please join us.
Good. Love to.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Yeah, what an exciting thing. And now we're talking about reuse, right?
Yes.
You know I love what you do.
Thank you.
Right. I mean, because it's so important to get people thinking a little bit differently.
Right.
People come to my house and I've got, you know how you get creamers, when they come in those things? I reuse all of those and put my flour and my sugar in, and I can pour those. And they said, where did you get those great containers? I says, well, they were left over from when I got a creamer. This is what you're trying to do, though, is get people, not just with those things, but with clothing as well. So let's explain how you're doing this.
Absolutely. So
Just is here. She's kind of the impetus behind some of this as well.
Yes, thank
and
you for
Nancy is
having
with
us.
her too. Yeah.
Thank you for having us
Yes.
on the show, and thank you for having me back. So this is a project of Zero Waste Capital District, and we are trying to have a reuse center to support the circular economy here in the Capital District.
Circular economy.
Yes. Yes, so that's the main idea of the project, and it's not just for one item. A lot of people know me and my company for textiles. However, we're trying to do green demolition. So we're taking things from homes. We're going to be accepting things from like housewares, textiles, and I think we even spoke about mattresses possibly. once they're
Building
essentially-
materials, yep. You name it, household items, clothing, the full.
So but I mean, you're going to need a location for this. So how are you making this happen? And I know you're having a meeting, on the 11th
Yes,
of
so that was going to be my answer.
Yeah.
We're having a series of community engagement meetings. The next one is December 11th.
Yes,
At the Albany Universal Utilitarian.
Yeah,
Unitarian-
the Unitarian Church.
Sister
They're
Church.
very, very cooperative in community.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it starts at 6:30. We also have a survey that we're inviting those who are not able to make it to the meetings to fill out, so that we can evaluate what the need is here in the Capital District. We're not just trying to have a reuse center for the sake of having one. We want it to be effective, efficient.
Well, you
and
know it will
useful.
be effective because
Yes.
there's so much of a need for people that maybe found themselves in a bad situation, their house burned down or something, and that these things are going to be utilizable. Not only that, you have people who they're downsizing and they don't know what to do with the stuff. And it's always like, my kids don't want it. Well, so what? Give it to someone who
Right.
does want it, right?
Right.
Absolutely. So that you're 100% correct. So the reuse center, and Nancy, feel free to refresh my memory. We're going to be having workforce development opportunities there as well. It's workshops, right?
Workshops, because the idea, if you remember, you've probably heard of the 3 R's, right? Reduce, reuse, recycle.
I always say.
We've been recycling for years. So now it's like, let's go to the next step, reuse. And the idea is, okay, something ripped, I'm not just gonna throw it away. If I don't know how to sew, I can go to a repair cafe, and that's what we want to have at
The
the
repair,
center.
yeah, there's one in Schenectady.
Repair
You made me
cafes.
laugh because I worked in an office once, and this woman had this really pretty blouse on. And I said, oh, it's really pretty. She says, yeah, I'm going to have to get rid of it. And I go, why? She says, well, I lost a button on it.
Right, exactly.
It's like, can't you sew a button on your
Well,
blouse?
so that's the idea. We'd have repair cafe, tool lending library. You don't have all the tools you need, and you need to do repairs around your house. We want to have
I like that idea.
Yep. Job force development, and that's one of the other things is compared to a typical thrift shop, which are great, but sometimes they typically might have clothing and maybe your kitchen stuff. This we want to be all encompassing, whether it be somebody.
Like you have a coffee table over here, maybe, or a shelf?
Just, whether it be building materials, textile, the full gamut. Somebody's, like I said, maybe their house burned down, or just anything. But the idea is, hey, let's not just throw something away. The idea is to repair, sew, reuse, so that we're not throwing it all in the landfill. And
You
that
ought to
is-
be checking some of these dumpsters because
Exactly.
I mean, I know people that they say, I'm a dumpster diver, and then they find out that they got like a whole shelf and stuff. What is? I mean, why?
So that
Why
was-
would they not just donate it to like Habitat or
was
something?
Something that I speak on with the textile piece that's also applicable here, refuse, right? So we spoke on recycle, reduce, reusing, but a lot of that really starts with the refuse part because we have an overconsumption issue, right, in the country. So it's like if we start to be mindful about our refuse plans, right? We know that we're going to have something, but if just in case something happens in this category, what is your plan for refusing it? Not just throwing it away because it's no longer serving you. Finding places for people that will appreciate it and that are doing the work will really take our home dollars far further. The average home in America has about $1,600 worth of unused items just sitting there.
You've been to my house. Stop that! You weren't supposed to come.
So it's like this reuse center can greatly help people who maybe need something and they can't, maybe they can't afford or they want to thrift, right, and find something thrifty. And the people that don't have a refuse plan, this is a solution for you. Bring it to the reuse center once it's set up. Come support the reuse center. Give us your ideas. We want your ideas now before it's open.
And you can always repurpose things.
Yes.
I am
Exactly.
constantly repurposing things that is used for this, but no, wait, I can put it on my side and I can do this with it or
Yes.
something. I guess I'm always thinking outside the box, so that's why I appreciate what
Yeah.
you guys are doing.
One more thing going along with why they're throwing it in the dumpsters, because it's easier and it's cheaper. So we want to offer, or you should say the reuse center, the idea is that we would offer to pick up. Because I think what happens is, it is easier, I'm just going to throw it in the garbage. I don't have to drive it anywhere. So we want to facilitate, we want to make, we're looking into an area that hopefully will be well traveled. We have a lot of work to do. But the idea is, again, it's unfortunately, it's been easier to put it out on your curb than to have somebody pick it up. And
I kind of like it when they put it out on their curb, because then people pick it up as they
well,
drive
that's
by.
true, unless it's in a big
Some of
black
them
bag.
do. I mean,
yeah.
but they put it out not with their trash. They put it out separately.
Absolutely.
And I've seen people pick. I know a guy who picked up a desk out there. That he says, I needed a
Absolutely.
desk, and they had one on the road. I even went and asked him if I could take it, and I said, well, if it was by the road, they probably meant it. But I
Yeah.
have to tell you a funny story, because I work in this complex, and there is a dumpster out in the back. And my husband went out to put some trash out there from the office, and he comes back in with this box like this. And I said, what's that? Somebody threw out a folding table in the original package,
Yeah.
had never been opened. So we got a table to use in
Yeah.
the office. But the point is, he saw it and explored. Is this something, worth keeping? or
Right.
something? I'm not saying you should go dumpster diving,
No.
but it's not a bad idea sometimes to do that. you
Yeah.
know?
That idea where it's
Especially when they
okay
put
to
a
see.
full
Right.
box unopened next to the
Exactly.
thing, So, yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So that's our solution. We hear a lot in our communities that we have tipping fee issues, right, with the municipal solid waste that's going out.
People should know what a tipping fee
Oh,
means.
yes.
It doesn't mean that you give them a tip,
No.
but you are paying.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we, as a collective, as a county, we pay for our garbage to go to the landfill. That's a tipping fee. So I think currently in Schenectady County, it's about $28 last time I checked around there. And so that's per ton, and that becomes over time hundreds of
adds up.
thousands of dollars that we could have used with the reuse center, where job training is happening, where refurbishing is happening, where reusing is happening. Why not let's work together to have our
So it almost
collective
looks
there.
like you got a program within a program. In other words, so somebody brings in a table that probably needs just to be refinished. You are actually teaching people how to refinish. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's in the repair cafe, yes.
Yeah.
When they do that, they teach you how to sew the button on and so on, so that you don't have to keep going, that you're learning as well. So that's
Yeah.
a key element. And then we also talk about job training, because one of the benefits that the goal of the reuse center, we're following a model from the Finger Lakes, is that you train the employees and they make a living wage, and it's a community center. So you can go, whether you need a repair, to borrow, hire people, volunteers, all in the community.
But you don't have a place yet.
We do not.
No, it's
We're-
You're
just
working on it, right?
We're using, we're working with a company or a government agency to evaluate travel routes, where are already the existing thrift shops and so on, to try to find a place that is, again, well-traveled but has public transportation.
Yeah.
So a lot of ins and outs to that.
Yeah.
It's a work in
It's
progress.
important that you do that. And do you consider yourself like a thrift shop? In other words, people buy the things, or they just, if they're in like home furnishings, if you really need it, here it is, that kind of.
So I would say no, we wouldn't consider ourselves a thrift shop. A reuse center is just kind of a different, it's in the
Model.
same
It's a different model.
family,
Yeah.
different model, yes, because of those extra entities that we offer
Okay.
for our operations.
Yeah.
On the
Right.
side of retail, it could be similar too. You could
Yeah.
probably say it would look similar, but our operations is what makes it different
Okay.
and just a tad more impactful in my opinion.
Well, I think it's really important, an important mission that you have. I've always appreciated what you've done, Jasnea, because we are such a wasteful group of individuals in this country, not just here, but
Absolutely.
in our country. and I see people throw things out, and like I say, I'm in a complex. My office where I work is in a complex, and I see what goes in the dumpster, and it's like, are you kidding? Why are you throwing that? I mean, wouldn't you just donate to somebody?
Right, bags full of clothing, children's clothing, and there's children, about 47% of school children have clothing insecurities, whether, you know, they're going to school, but they feel it, right? That bag of clothing could have helped a youngster in the community feel a little bit more confident going to school and getting an education.
Yeah, I mean, we're so wasteful. I'm sorry.
Yes.
It makes me a little crazy because I'm always like washing out jars and taking the goo off the sides and, you know,
And I love
relabeling them, you know, and putting my stuff in there so that it's not in a cardboard container. So I'm, you know, my kids, they're gonna just go nuts when they clean out my house.
Thank you for doing what you do, though. There's a real thing called secondhand stigma, and we as a country that prioritizes new, we kind of have to start to. What you're doing is helping to fight that secondhand stigma, and you're getting people to think differently about what's trash. And saying, hey, if I had something and it still works, you can have it. And it's not disrespectful. It's just seriously, we're trying to be a part of the
I have to admit,
circular
I shop at thrift stores, you know, and I find sometimes a great buy, and sometimes I find an article of clothing. And I'll tell you just something real quickly. I belong to an organization, and we're having a going on the cheap, and you have to come in an outfit that you bought at a thrift store for under $10.
That is great.
And it's getting people to think in terms of, and we get some cute outfits
Right,
too.
and even those DIY projects.
I wore a gown once.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got
and
it for
under
$8.
$10?
It was really sexy.
Prom dresses.
I love that.
Yeah,
So,
it was called going on the cheap. So we, you know, it's like just
That's a good
getting
idea.
people to change their thinking.
Absolutely, and I love that. That's the other part I liked about the green demolition piece of what we're trying to do is having those DIY projects not always start at Home Depot. They could start at the reuse center.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you both
Yeah.
for being
Thank
here
you very
and for
much.
what you do.
Yes,
Thank you,
thank you so
Love
much,
what you
Ann.
do.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Big applause. Big shout out to you guys. What did you have here? Oh my goodness. Tell me. The Nutcracker costumes. What do we have here? Let's show off those costumes. They can stand right between the two of you. One of you can come at a time. Step right up.
This is Matilda,
Okay.
and what's your costume?
The microphone goes up.
Spanish.
Okay, yeah. Good. Just like Taylor Swift.
And what kind of costume is this? What do you call that?
Tutu. This is a pancake tutu.
A pancake tutu?
How does it stay up so high?
It has like wires in it, and
And you
There's
can
lots of
dance with
layers.
wires in there too?
you don't feel it,
Oh, okay.
but it's like it's
It
built
just-
like a
it just
specific
makes-
way,
yeah.
and there's a lot of layers of fabric in it that goes into it.
How cool. Those are beautiful costumes, and I know that both of you ladies are into making the costumes, right? Or working on them.
We are.
Absolutely.
So-
This year is Northeast Ballet's 33rd Nutcracker.
I know, isn't this
Here at
amazing? I think I've
Proctor's.
seen half of them, so yeah.
Yeah, and
Brought
like
my
your
kids
previous-
there, and now my grandkids are going, yeah, you know.
Yeah, it's really wonderful. But in speaking to your previous guests who were just on, we do a lot of recycling with materials while making costumes as well. We'll pull lace from wedding dresses, dye it, recreate ribbon patterns, reuse velvets and satins.
So these are not, are they costumes or outfits? I don't know what to call them. I'm sorry, they're a costume. We'll call them a costume.
Costumes.
Yeah. Are these something out of your creation, or do you look at a book and try and make something that you saw, or how does this? Because we're going to talk about yours in a minute. So go ahead.
We have a team of people. Last year we had 22 people. This year it's grown to 35, 36 people.
Really?
Yep, we get together.
Just making costumes.
Just making costumes. Before Nutcracker season, we take direction from our artistic director, Darlene Myers. She lets us know.
Myers Ballet. Yeah.
Yeah, with Northeast Ballet and Myers Ballet School. She lets us know what new pieces she would like in the Nutcracker, and we'll put together ideas and designs and present them to her, and we just take it off from there.
So now this dress or costume that you have on,
Spanish variation.
Spanish, because I know they do the Spanish piece in the middle of the in her dream sequence. Sorry. Would you use that again?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. So it's not like, okay, we're done with that and let's tear it apart and do something else. No.
Nope.
Oh, no.
We have, I think our oldest costumes right now are gingerbreads, and I think they're going on almost 30 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we have things that
And
are
the
as
mice,
new.
I'm sure the mice you don't do every year.
The mice we don't do every year, but we made new mice this year.
Oh, you
so
did make new
that
mice
is
this
gonna
year?
be
They're
really
so cute,
exciting. Yeah.
Okay,
they're
why don't you
super
pass
cute.
the mic to the next lady here, and we'll bring her into the center right here. And let's just talk about this this costume. I want to say outfit or something.
This is the dewdrop costume, which is the flowers lead, and flowers is like, well, to the flowers, it's like the last variation in Act 2, and yeah.
And you got a tutu as well.
Yeah.
And that's wired, so it's to stand out?
this
Or is
one-
it crinoline? I don't know. Used to be crinoline is what we used years ago.
I don't think this one has wire in it because it's a little more like,
Yeah.
a little bit flowy, and the other one is more like straight out.
Yeah.
But it might have like one. Yeah, I think it has one ring of wire around it.
Yeah. Now, was this a brand new outfit, or is this one that has been used before, or how does that?
This one has been used before. I don't know how long ago
Yeah.
it was made.
About
Maybe
10
like-
years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the fact is they're dancing in it, for two performances, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 2
Yes.
performances, yeah. Then it gets hung up again and you don't get to take it home.
Yep.
Can't wear it for Halloween.
Yeah.
So, I just love what they're doing. So let's talk about the ballet, because we know that that's coming up. And thank you both for showing it. You can stay there, that's good. So we're talking about you said 33 years?
Yes.
Seems like that, yeah.
Yep.
How long have you been working on costumes, both of you?
Oh, I started working on costumes when my son danced, which was
Okay.
probably 20 years ago at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
Male costumes would be a lot easier, right? Except for the vest or something.
Well, those are the ones we sew a lot of.
Yeah.
Yeah, not necessarily easier.
Oh, they aren't easier?
I would, I don't know.
No.
Tailoring can be
Yeah.
a little tougher.
Well, and each one has a different physique, so you
Right.
have to kind of figure that one out. So you've been working on this a long
long
time. How
time.
about you?
Olive's my daughter. She started dancing when she was 9, so 7 with Miss Myers. I've been with the costume room for 4 or 5 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
It must be fun in a way.
Oh, it's lots of
It's a
fun.
lot of fun.
Creating.
Being creative. There's an incredible
The
group of people. The
companionship that we have
companionship,
is
the
wonderful.
camaraderie.
And
It
you
really is
probably get
wonderful.
ideas from each other. Like I can imagine you got stuff laying there. You go, oh, wait a minute. That would look cool.
Absolutely.
Yep,
Yeah.
we have bins galore, and
Where do you do
everyone's
all this? Where do you do all this?
At
The educational
studio.
building at Schenectady Light Opera Company.
Oh, yeah, on the 3rd floor.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Our
Yeah, I know
studio's
where
there
that is.
too.
Yeah, because that's where she gives her dance lessons.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a nice space, actually. I saw it before it was
a great
used.
space.
Yeah, it had been rented out because we were, revising the whole area. So yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a great area. And there was a costume area too, right? Costume floor or?
Yes. it's-
We do have a studio. It's on the 2nd floor.
Yeah, that's what I thought. There's
Yeah.
a second one. Yeah, because that's really a great
And our
way.
costume shop is on
Yeah.
the 2nd floor.
So these are for the Nutcracker. Do you do any other
We
programs?
do when the company has been involved in other productions. There's been FOIA. Ms. Myers has participated in that in the past, and
At Saratoga Performing Arts.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, the
Oh, there
FOIA,
too.
we did that too.
and they've done various things in the past.
Okay, so.
Cinderella, they did
yeah.
a performance of Cinderella. They
So I imagine most of these costumes, let me get that right, most of these costumes are hanging there, and then you can decide, well, if you're doing Cinderella, you might be able to use one of those costumes, right?
Yes.
There is a Nutcracker closet, and then there's a larger closet that is chock full of tutus, long tutus, short tutus, tunics.
Wait a minute, a long tutu? What's a long tutu?
We don't have a romantic tutu with us today, but it would be a tutu that goes, the netting, the tulle goes to about here.
Oh, I've
Like a
seen
bell
that. I've
shape.
seen
Very
that. Yeah, I've
flowy.
seen. As a matter of fact, I think the picture that we had up there, the only picture I could find, had the longer one.
Yes.
Yeah, on it. Yeah, so now I know what you mean.
Snow in Nutcracker, the snow variation.
Swan Lake,
has
they
a-
use that too, I think. Yeah.
romantic tutu.
Yeah. some
And
of
we,
those.
our snow are new from last year.
Yep, last year we made 17 new snow costumes.
Wow.
Yep.
And how
And
many?
you have to guess at sizes, don't you? Or do you bring the people in and say, this is what you're going to wear? Or, I mean,
It's a
how
lot
do you
of
do
fitting.
that? Although they're all so thin and young.
Well, we fit
you've got no
everybody.
problems, right? Not like you and I, right?
No, well, I mean,
Different.
everyone comes in different shapes and sizes. People are longer torsoed, shorter torsoed,
Yeah.
and we, you know, take
We
in
fit 'em,
seams, we let out
change up
seams,
for the
we
dance.
shorten bodices, we lengthen bodices, we cut hems, we do everything to.
So you got to
tweak it
work.
and make
You
it look
got to
nice.
end up working with the reuse people because that's what they've been doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we
Isn't
do
it
that a
amazing
lot.
what they're doing?
Yeah.
Too? Yeah.
And I didn't know about the sewing center. I'd be happy to
Yeah.
find out more about that as well.
Yeah, because it's, and I wasn't kidding about the woman that I worked with. She had to get rid of this beautiful blouse because she lost a button. It's like, okay, I'll take. Sometimes I go in and I get an outfit, and then I just don't like the buttons on. I change all the buttons, makes it a different outfit. You
Right.
know, changes.
And
it.
then we take that blouse and we take those buttons and we can make them into a bodice.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
The prom
There's-
dresses, we've done that too.
Well, I do a lot of customizing in sewing because a lot of times you get something, it just doesn't fit right here, so I put a dart in there and I do that. And people say, oh, your clothes fit so well. And I go, yeah, right, well, it takes a little, you got to do a little
time.
sewing to make it fit right.
Yeah, a little nip tuck.
Yeah, nip and tuck, yeah, maybe the skin too, but no, not for me.
Our mother ginger, we have had 3 mother gingers. And the yes, with the children run out
Yeah.
of. And the last one, we took the second mother ginger apart and used a lot of the trim for the present mother ginger.
Yeah.
which
What an
was-
exciting event. You guys are going to have a wonderful time on stage. I mean, sure you've already done it, but thank you so much. And we didn't mention the dates, the 15th and 16th?
December 14th, Saturday,
14th
7
and
p.m.
15th, yeah.
And 15th, Sunday at 2 p.m.
At 2 p.m., yes. So, and like I said, this has been done that for years with my kids and now my grandkids, and now they're grown up, so who knows, maybe the great-grandkids will go eventually.
It's a holiday tradition.
It's a holiday tradition, and Darlene, please say hello to Darlene because
Will do.
she's an amazing woman, and she's got such a dedication in what she's doing, and it shows these beautiful girls behind us, looking so gorgeous. Oh.
Well, thank you for having
Okay,
us.
thank you both for being here. I'm going to swing over here because you know who I got next.
I know.
I got Santa.
Exciting.
Hello, Santa.
Hello, young Anne. How are you, my dear?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, let me think. Hold on. We did check the list, didn't we,
We
Snuggles,
did.
before we came? And we found Ann Parillo not on the good list, but on the very good list.
Woo!
Yes, well done.
I like to be on the very good list, and you
Yes,
brought
and
Snuggles with you, too.
I did. Snuggles the elf is one of my head elves in the office. I don't know if you realize this, but the North Pole is very, very organized. And it's all due to elves like Snuggles. Yes, yes.
Now, did she keep your computer in order?
Oh, she keeps everything in order. The lists, the list of the children, the list of the children's wants and needs. Oh, she does it all, yes. Well done, Snuggles.
Well, thank you, Santa, with a lot of help from other elves as well.
Yes, indeed.
You've got to have more elves.
Oh,
Not one
we
person
do.
can do all that.
Well,
no.
every year we get elves in training, you know, with Santa's Magical Express.
Oh, I know. Well, they'll tell me about that because I understand that people can go there.
Oh, yes, they can. Snuggles, you have all the information
Oh,
on that.
and we are so fortunate that this is our 13th year partnering with Yankee Trails in Rensselaer, and we have Santa's workshop set up at Yankee Trails.
Get out.
No,
Yes.
it's so exciting.
Santa, how did you get it all down here from the North Pole?
Well, you know, we sometimes have to have remote locations, you know, so that is one of our remote locations.
Oh.
Thankfully to the Tobin family and,
Yes.
and Yankee Trails, yes, yes.
So that you set it up there and you don't have to travel quite as far.
Well, there's a special event that goes on. Do you want to
There
start talking
is.
about that?
Well, to start, and I have to mention, we had 6,000 6,000 guests last year come and visit Santa and join in on Santa's Magical Express. So this is just a huge
6,000
little kids and big kids.
Yes, the children from Nutcracker, they were speaking about a family event. This has become a family event.
Has.
We see families, the same families year after year, and the children get bigger, and the parents, for some reason, don't.
Well, sometimes they get bigger, but in a different way.
Like ho, ho, ho.
Yes. Well, it's so exciting. If we have children and parents who come, they check in with me and our other office elves, and we ask them a few questions to see if they're going to make great elves in training.
Oh,
and
so you're looking for elves in training?
elves in training to help Santa out because he's so busy.
And those other elves are up in the North Pole still packing up
They
those
are.
sleighs?
Well, yes, we have Winky, who is our head toy elf, and he is up there. We check in with Winky when the children come to visit, the elves in training come to visit. We check in with Winky, and he helps the children take the elf pledge and become elves in training.
Oh, wonderful.
Isn't that
That's
exciting?
Wonderful. So good to be an elf in training.
It is.
It is. You could be an elf here in the real world, as they say, or at the North Pole. So we tell children if they don't want to travel to the North Pole, they can be an elf right here.
I think that's a great idea. Now, when can they go to, I know you're busy, Santa. I know
He's
this is
very
a busy
busy.
time, but you take the time.
Yes, we do. We start off the 29th, yes?
Of November, right after Thanksgiving.
And where do they go to see you
They
guys?
want to come to the Yankee Trails headquarters in Rensselaer, and we have an office set up where they'll check in, they'll get their elves in training hats, they'll get a magic trolley ride ticket, and we'll transport them by trolley to Santa's workshop.
Yes, indeed. Now, and once
this is your auxiliary.
Yes,
Yeah.
once they get down to the workshop, we have all sorts of great events.
Yes.
They come, of course. The children want to see Santa, and I want to see the children. They come and take photos with me, and they give me their wish list or Santa's letters, right? They can give it to me directly, or we do have a very
Little
large
mailbox.
We have a
in the
big
back.
mailbox.
Yes, a mailbox, and we sometimes are able to grant those wishes right then. And we like to say there's a little music, there's a little magic, and
Even a little dancing. Santa.
Yes, I can cut a
Are they the dancing elves or the dancing
I can cut
Santa?
a mean rug, yes, yes indeed. And
This
there's
is
a
another
little
side of
mischief.
Santa. You thought he was just a jolly old Saint Nick up there and just working at the little stuff, but no, he's out dancing.
Absolutely. What makes someone jolly? Music, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Dancing makes you jolly,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
It
And
does.
hot cocoa and cookies.
Oh,
Well, speaking
and
of
we-
which, yes, they get onto the Yankee Trails, Santa's Magical Express, and we give them cookies and milk, as well as they get to meet a lot of very special guests, one who everyone has been inquiring about, Mrs. Claus.
I was going to ask, where is
Yes.
she?
Mrs. C will be there.
She's baking cookies, I'll bet.
Oh,
Well,
and
not
supervising. and
Yes.
She's wonderful.
Because when Santa's not there, someone's got to be in charge,
Yes.
don't they? Yes.
And you know, a woman can be in charge.
She's-
Well, I think she's in charge most of the time. But
You rascal,
Santa,
you.
I have a question to ask you. I know that you get those lists for kids.
Yes.
And I know when my kids made their list and sent them to you,
Yes.
they had like 10 items on there. Can you really give them all 10, or do you just kind of pick one or two that's good?
Well, you know, I have this discussion with the children when they visit me at Yankee Trail Santa's Magical Express. I tell them, you can give me a list of wants, but what is it that you really need? And so sometimes you don't get what you want, sometimes you get what you need. And there are some times where children will ask us for things that aren't really age appropriate. And we let them know that we have to get clearance from parents.
Like they want a motorcycle when they're 4 years old, right?
Absolutely, yes. So we make sure that they get what they need, maybe not necessarily what they want. Now, there is a way.
I
how do
like,
they
you
get
know,
their tickets?
Santa, I like that.
Yes, indeed. We should all have what we need not necessarily what we want, right?
Well, and all children can bring their letters that they want to give to Santa, or they can write them when they get there. We have blanks.
So they
that
can write them there.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, when it's an express, okay, I have to understand this. Do they get on a trolley, or do they get on a bus, or what do they do?
They get on both.
Yes.
They get on a trolley which transports them to Santa's remote workshop.
Yes.
And then while in the workshop, they're going to be training to be an elf, and then some magic happens, and then they get on the Magical Express.
Yes, and that transports
Oh.
them back to the capital region, and they go around the capital region in Yankee Trail Santa's Magical Express.
What a wonderful, delightful event, and I can see why you had 6,000 people.
It is
Or
truly-
kids, or
Yes.
adults, and
Both,
whatever.
yes.
People.
Yes.
Our elves in training come in all ages and shapes and sizes,
Well,
don't they?
I'm one of the younger ones. I'm only 157, but we have some elves that are way over 200
well, yeah,
years old.
and I mean, sometimes they're both male and female elves,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
I mean, there's
Absolutely.
no particular
No,
gender there.
I have boy elves and girl elves that are there with me in the workshop
Yes.
in Rensselaer, don't I?
Yes.
Now the best way, because these expresses fill up very quickly. The best way for them to do that is
Well, they want to go to our website, which is santasmagicalexpress.com. That's all one word, santasmagicalexpress.com.
I think we have that up on the screen.
Wonderful. And that will take them to the Yankee Trails Santa's Magical Express, and they can get tickets there. They can get information about dates and times. But like Santa said, they want to get their tickets early.
And
We had,
yes.
had several days last year where we filled up completely and sold out.
You couldn't do it.
No.
So you have to have a limit, the number of people
We
that come
do.
to see Santa.
Yes,
yeah.
and
We
this-
do.
And what we are giving 95 opportunities this year. 95! That's more than we've ever done. We'll start.
I can't believe
He'll
that
be
you can
so
get to
tired,
all
poor
of those.
Santa.
I mean, you must be tired.
Well, we go from the 29th of November to the 23rd of December because
Oh, that
something
gives you time to get to the
special
back to the North
happens,
Pole, yeah.
exactly. And then what happens is that we'll do Friday nights and Saturdays and Sundays. Fridays we start at 5.
Yes.
Saturdays and Sundays we start at 2:20
Yeah.
because there are children who can't stay up late.
Little ones, right, right.
And then starting on the 12th of December we add a Thursday night. So Thursday night opportunity for
There you
children
go.
and of all ages to come. Yes.
What a great way to now to see. So here we go. So I'm bringing my 2 kids with me, and I go. All right. I don't have them, but I mean, if I had 2 kids, I'd bring them.
You can come.
So do they go on this express, and then I go sit and
Oh,
find
no.
out?
Oh.
Everybody participates because adults are elves in training
Well,
also.
that's what I want to
Yes.
know. I mean, so the parents can
Absolutely.
go too.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We
have
do check to see if you're on the nice list first.
Yes, indeed.
But
So if you're on the not on the nice list, you get a
Well,
piece of
we
coal
do
and you
make
get set
some-
in the corner.
we've made some exceptions.
Sometimes there are exceptions because maybe perhaps the latitude of nice is a little bit variable. You know what I'm saying? So santasmagicalexpress.com is the place to go to for Yankee Trail Santa's Magical Express. And if you book your tickets early, you'll get a very, very
Good
substantial
discount. Yes.
Ooh, that
so
sounds
that's
good.
why you want to go there right away. santasmagicalexpress.com.
And we've been talking with Santa and Snuggles, his very favorite elf that does all his paperwork at the office. Good. You don't have to go anywhere because I'm going to just say what's coming up. I just want to wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving because that's coming up as well. And if you recall, in the past, we've had Doc Horton on the show with his band, and he's having a big event coming up on the 1st of December called Motown Christmas Show. So we hope that you'll take an opportunity to check that out as well. So I just wanted to mention that as well. So Santa, I
Yes.
wish you a very Merry Christmas
Merry
and a
Christmas
Happy
to you
New
and your
Year
staff.
and whatever else comes your way.
Thank you.
And I hope that you'll have a good Thanksgiving dinner as well.
You will. I have to build up the bulk because it's very cold when we travel around.
I
don't
know, you
we?
need that insulation. Right.
It's like a walrus, an extra layer of fat.
Oh, Santa.
So you've been watching Capital Region today, and we've been very fortunate to have Santa and along with Snuggles with us as well. And we're just enjoying and there's my screen coming up with Happy Thanksgiving. I think there it is. Happy Thanksgiving. And then the next one will tell about Doc Horton. So, yep, and there it is. Okay, good. So we hope that you enjoy this holiday season and enjoy our upcoming show in December, which is, we've got a lot of treats for you coming up there too as well. But Santa's going to be too busy, so he won't be back on again. Right, Santa?
That's true.
That's true, I
but
know.
we're very pleased that
Yes.
you allowed us the opportunity to come.
Absolutely.
And so anyway, we've got Santa, and that's over at Yankee Trails over in Rensselaer, and check it out. They do have a website called santasmagicalexpress.com.
Yes.
Right? Good. I'm Ann Parillo, your host for Capital Region today. I'm so happy that you joined me, and please join me again and check us out on my website, on YouTube, Facebook. We're everywhere. Happy Thanksgiving.
Okay, we're clear.